Hey guys, it is MissSimReno. If you are returning to the channel, welcome back. And if you're brand new, I am so excited that you decided to join me here today for another apartment renovation. And we're at 131321 Chic Street. Very lengthy apartment number, but we are in Myshuno again, and I renovated this apartment shortly after the last one I posted on the channel, and I ended up using the same Get Famous windows because I just think they're perfect for apartments. Anyway, I do have to tip my hat to Simlicy because this is a floor plan. It's extremely similar to one that she recently did on her CC channel, which I don't build with a ton of CC, but I love watching CC builds. And I recently came upon her CC channel and I love it. So I just want to make sure I tip my hat to her because this floor plan was one that I saw for her most recent apartment renovation, and I loved it. I thought it was so realistic. I thought it was so nice. And like I mentioned in my last apartment renovation, I am still getting used to the fact that we can place our own windows in these apartments. Like, I'm not used to it. And when I dive into one of these units, I'm thinking, well, actually, I'm not even thinking. I'm just instinctually making floor plans that work for where the original window placement is. And I kind of forget that I can play around with them now. So I was just browsing YouTube, trying to find like new builders and stuff to watch. Because I don't watch a ton of different speed builds at all. Like, I watch my friend Rachel's speed builds all the time. And there are a couple other people that I watch every now and then, but I mostly watch gameplay on YouTube. I don't really watch speed builds. I watch like Let's Plays and save file overviews, like all that kind of stuff. But I'm trying to watch more builders recently. And I think that's just because I haven't in a really, really long time. And it kind of feels nice. It's nice to look at how other people build sometimes too, because I can get very stuck in my own, what do I even refer to this as? Like, I don't know, just my own inclination as to like where to place items or what things look good together. And sometimes I'll watch someone else. Like, I say this to Rachel all the time, like, I didn't think these items would go together when I put them in a build. And yet when I see somebody else do it, I'm like, wait, that looks really nice. So sometimes it's just interesting to kind of challenge my own perspective. Maybe that's how I'll refer to it. I don't really know. But you can see that we are working on the living room. So this living room is very cramped. This is a pretty cramped apartment. This is one of those really kind of long units in Myshuno. And I believe originally it's a 2-bedroom, but of course the floor plan is different. And I did make this a 2-bedroom home. I made it for a family of up to 4 Sims. If you wanted to, I'm sure you could add like a bassinet or a crib if you had a baby object or an infant, though you might run into some snags with space once that little nugget turns into a toddler and a child and so on. So I did make a bedroom for 2 kids and then the parents' bedroom as well. And then there's 1 bathroom, which is a little bit challenging for that many Sims, but you know what? I have made smaller spaces for more Sims before. Now, I think my favorite space, though I love the living room, I love the kitchen so much. It was really a challenge. So again, I was working off of a general floor plan that I saw Simlicy come up with in this unit, but I wanted to toy around with how I was orienting things in a way that I liked for my own build. And this is not exactly how she had the kitchen set up. I think the dining table was actually where I have the fridge and the countertops right now. So I was struggling. I was really struggling to work it out, but I did playtest this build. One of my huge concerns was, oh no, are they going to be able to get past the table and chairs that I tuck over in the corner here and use the stove and use the fridge and actually get into the living room? And I was ecstatic because it was not an issue. My Sim was able to get around the table and chairs, use all the table and chairs, and use everything in the kitchen and get to the living space. So I was thrilled. I always underestimate, I think, some of the routing that's like capable, that you're capable of working with in the game, because I think it was when we got the tiny living stuff pack way back when, the routing was kind of reconfigured. At least I think it was, because all of a sudden my Sims could get past objects in a lot more of an intuitive manner. I don't know if everybody else recalls that happening, but that is certainly how I felt. And I love this kitchen. I thought it was really nice. Now there is only 1 countertop to work off of because it's so tiny. So I added this floating shelf to add a bit of clutter. And I believe I add some clutter into that corner shelf as well, because that's typically where I'll add clutter if I only have 1 full countertop to work with. And I loved just kind of the soft, maybe they're not really that soft, kind of like honey woods and yellows and golds and some cream woods that I mixed in here too. There's a general color scheme kind of for the apartment, but not really, at least maybe in the living space and the kitchen. But I'm in this mood lately. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just because I hadn't built in so long since I did this unit, and the unit that I posted probably at the time of me posting this, like last week or something. I'm in a very like mismatched, realistic era. That's not fair. It's not going to last very long. I can already feel it, but I am in a mood. I am in a mood. And it just felt as though this was like a cluttered, not ideally set up, realistic kitchen. I felt that way with the living room as well. And I feel that way with the rest of the apartment too. And I really liked it. I'm enjoying the mismatched thing. I'm enjoying using different wood tones all together, different styles every now and then, and just trying things out that I may not have tried out before, because it's so easy for me, and probably for a lot of other people, is you end up using, like a pack or two that really complement one another. And you'll use every item from those packs because they work so well together. That's how they were designed. But it's really fun and challenging to try to group different things together. And that's kind of what I was trying to do here as well, because I just think it's more realistic. Not everything's going to be super matchy-matchy in everybody's home. And that's always what I kind of lean on. But this is the bathroom. It came together really quickly. There wasn't too much to it. And then we move on to the kids' room. Now, I was originally thinking like, oh, maybe I'll just do a room for one child and really deck it out, give them a lofted bed, have them have a lot of space, like they can have a desk and a lot of toys and stuff like that. And I started to slide right into my yellow and blue color scheme that I always do for kids' rooms. So I pulled back and I was just like, all right, let me find another lofted bed or a bunk bed or something. Maybe I'll do bunk beds. Maybe I'll do like a dinosaur theme with these honey woods from the, what is it called? Growing Together expansion pack. But again, I wasn't liking it. I don't know what it was. I was feeling this sense of like urgency to get this room put together, and I just didn't know what I wanted it to be. So I grabbed the curtains that I had in the living space and I started to play around with different color schemes and things like that. And I had this yellow and blue still going on, but this is typically something that I'd use for a nursery, though I really did like it with the swatch of the bed from Horse Ranch. I was struggling to find a rug, I think, at first, and it started to look a little bit too country for me compared to the rest of the apartment. Again, it doesn't have to have the matching theme for the rest of the unit, but I was kind of vibing with that. So I decided to change it up again. I changed the swatch of the bed, and when I do that, that is pretty much what gives me, no, that's not true. It's the curtains. The curtains gave me, or pushed me, pushed me to change the swatch of the bed. And then I came up with this and I really liked it. I liked it. It was like yellow and pinks, maybe some reds, some darker woods, blues, a mismatch of things. And it was difficult to kind of situate the room because it was a smaller space. And since I decided to make it for 2 Sims, I didn't have that much space to play around with. So I kind of had to like nudge things in little corners and try to give these kids some kid-related items. Like they've got their dresser and everything, but I think I give them a creativity table as well, just to have a kid activity in the room. Of course, kids can do other things. They can read books, watch TV, play with toys and things like that, but I wanted to have a kid-specific activity in here too, so I did that. But I did use these little organizer thingies from Dream Home Decorator, tossed a couple of decorations on top, and then of course covered the wall with like posters and other fun kid things that I typically cover the walls with. And also, if I still sound hoarse, I didn't even mention this in the beginning of the video, I am still getting over having COVID and then the flu. It was the worst experience of my life. It was actually awful. And it's like the COVID cough. It has not left me. And when I talk for too long, like in a voiceover, I start to just go into coughing fits and I can feel my throat getting really scratchy. And I'm really hoping I don't have to pause a million times in the middle of this just to finish it. But the room is pretty much coming together. I added one of the little marble jars on top of the dresser, so maybe they can go out and play marble on the streets with their friends. I thought that was kind of cute. And I also added that decal from Growing Together on the wall. And I really liked this space. I thought it was really, really sweet. And then I also used these pillows from the Little Campers kit just to kind of add a little bit of customization to the bed and bring out more pops of pink amidst the yellow and reds and things like that. And then this is going to be the parents' room, which is very honeywood and blue. Actually, you know what? It's not blue. It's more so teal, isn't it? And then I realized that these side tables from Tiny Living matched perfectly with this bed from Growing Together as well, which really excited me. And I use the same curtains in every single room, which these curtains from Growing Together are super cute, but they're so big that I struggle to use them a lot. But I use them in here and I really, really liked them. But that is pretty much it for the build. This room is very, very scarcely decorated, but I hope you all enjoyed this speed build. That sounded so formal for whatever reason. I hope you all enjoyed this. I cannot wait to hear your thoughts, and I will catch you next time I post a video, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.